They sent the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
To throw, it's Williams.
And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
To the air, Williams.
Over the middle, it's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
Complete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
Here's Williams. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 12-yard line. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do.
And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive.
Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
To the air goes Daniels.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You look at this Bears defense.
And they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And
too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
That one goes for 24 yards. Well, no matter your experience level as a quarterback, you throw an interception on that first drive, maybe a little shaken up. Nice response there to get their first down.
I think you make an excellent point. I don't care who you are. You throw an interception, it's going to get to you a little bit. But the ones that we've seen that are the best, you never notice it. They don't come to the bench, throw their helmets, they don't do anything.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Now inside the 25.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his second interception.
19, Charger, 19. Here we go, start.
Now the first carry here for their running back. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to
under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
No score after 1 on EA Sports.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
The Commander's going to bring out the field goal unit.
And this will be a 45-yard attempt. And his kick is good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away.
Here we go on the return from the 1-yard line.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy. Well, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well when you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
Working out of the gun, Williams.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Throwing is Williams.
And he's got the hook up to Moore.
And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end.
From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard. From the gun, here's Swift.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Swift fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
They'll run with Swift.
And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Touchdown, Bears!
A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
Okay, break. Panther Street. Panther Street. Let's go now. Go.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball, then limit that gain.
And he's got McCaffrey open, complete. And he takes it in for a Commanders touchdown. A big play there. 49 yards. And the Commanders have retaken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And he won't quite make it to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And you figure, Charles, they have enough time here in the first half, more than a minute, to put a drive together, at least get them in position to try a field goal.
Yeah, they've got all 3 timeouts at their disposal, so I'm actually thinking bigger. With those 3 timeouts, that amount of time on the clock, I'm thinking about trying to get a touchdown and settle for a field goal.
To throw, Williams. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But, Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he'll score. Touchdown, Commanders. Darnell Mooney, 43 yards. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, More than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Looking to throw is Williams.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Williams from the gun on 3rd down.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they will rally and stop him short of the 1st down. They get him to the ground at the 26. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. And just a 30-yard punt that time.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Darnell Mooney.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20.
Throwing to start the drive, Williams. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
Moore, the man in motion. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
Back to throw now on 1st down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
To throw once more, here's Williams.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Quan Martin. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the lead is now 24.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it. And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
From the shotgun, a throw for Williams.
And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing.
Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Second down and a yard.
Ready?
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he stopped immediately there.
Here now, third and a yard. Here's Daniels.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Now Daniels going to give it up on the touch pass. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end. And that play going nowhere.
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses. And this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
He's got room to roam.
And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line.
He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. First and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here, and just load up for it and see what happens.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal.
Ready.
Toward the pylon, caught. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Commanders take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
In the third quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming. Looking to throw. Williams. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
From the gun, here's Williams. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big gain of 31 on third down.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
They'll look to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Back to throw again. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Come on, set.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
Cougar 19. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
To throw is Daniels.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down.
No. Let's go now.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
65 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
They just look like they're having fun out there. Big lead. There's another big play on the big run. I mean, they can't be stopped.
I'm a little bit older than you, as you well know, partner, and you tend to tell me that all the time. But there used to be a big-time song, and the lyric was, "Summertime and the living is easy." Right?
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4.
So they get the interception, and almost as importantly, a big return after that.
And who was the guy that saved the touchdown, partner? The guy who threw the interception. A lot of times, he just gives it the old Olay, but give him credit. He went old school. He was determined not to make this a pick six, and he got there in time to make the tackle.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Back to throw. Williams.
Open man. He finds Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago.
4 yards on the touchdown grab.
And the Bears get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead is down to 24.
Commanders 38, Bears 14. Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think they might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he trotted out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and was like, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let them go out there with a little bit more confidence.
And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And that will be incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner,
and oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes.
And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So it wasn't the line that jumped that time, the second level.
No, that's a great observation because most of the time it's those guys up front so eager to get off on the snap. They do it, but in this case, you're exactly right. Second level, probably because they moved up to the first level, and that hurts them.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5.
Ready? Let go.
Now Daniels.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. But a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is third down.
Daniels looking to throw.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
Willie Gay getting in there and picking up the sack.
I know nowadays they give a lot of guys different things when they get to the sidelines after creating a big play, but just throw a cape on this guy because he single-handedly ended multiple drives. Interception earlier, sack on third down. Really? Should have a better game plan installed for how to contain him because he's affecting this game in so many ways.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out.
And the Bears will get the football back. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes. And the Commanders are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning.
Lions. Let's go. Trap 60. Trap 60. Cup 19. Cup 19.
Throwing now is Daniels.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's McLaughlin. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first.
Here we go. 19 tight. 19 tight. 79 Broncos. Ready?
That one looks like he'll throw here.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10.
And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
Well, partner, this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick six on the other side, and now they get a pick six of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick six from earlier in this game?
So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington.
And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
That's into the hands of McLaughlin.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
Here's 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3.
Let's go now.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
18, Pioneer. Let's go.
Operating from the gun. Daniels. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And the Bears will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, baseball folks, Charles, they like to talk about the 3 true outcomes, a strikeout, a walk, or a home run. But for this quarterback, it's been the 2 true outcomes here. He's got 4 touchdown passes, but now a 3rd interception.
And it pains you to think that you have to try and tell him to rein it in. But at the same time, you can't just chuck it up there and hope for the best. And old school football coaches will tell you there's 3 true outcomes throwing the ball, and 2 of them are bad.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
To the air, Williams.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And this is taken in at the 5. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. 42 yards.
And the Bears have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
For the 2-point conversion.
Williams going to throw for it.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And this will be recovered by Washington, and that should just about do it.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
At the 43-yard line.
On second down, they'll run it here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play.
Here's 3rd and 10.
Get it.
To the air goes Daniels.
Quick hitter here, it's complete.
Oh, he sheds himself free. And he will have a Commanders first down, and that should just about do it. So it's Washington getting the victory here. Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to take it away on defense. And let's face it, when you give it away 3 times in one game, you make it very difficult for your team to get the W.
So for the Commanders, the win will help.